right. I am here with one of the newer St. Jude families, who are Amanda and her husband Kris from Morton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you say Morton or Morton, Kris?
I say Morton.
There's good. That boy, it's good.
I don't know what different you said on each of those.
Yeah. How are you guys grew up here?
We did. We were both born and raised in Morton.
Okay. And you said you work for Kat.
Yep.
And then your lovely wife Amanda, a teacher.
I was.
You worked. What grade?
I taught high school English in Morton.
Okay, and now you have a little bump. You have a little baby on the way. Congratulations!
Thank you.
And this will be your fourth, huh?
It'll be my fourth. Yes.
But what are their ages? The other three?
I have a 7-year-old son, a 4-year-old daughter, and then Rosie, who's going to be 2 in March.
All right.
And then this one is due in May.
So busy mom and dad.
Yes.
Everything going on.
Yes.
And now we have little Rosebud. She's 1.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And just how did it begin with her?
Sure. In August, this past August, I just noticed that her eye was watering a lot. We took her to the doctor for that, didn't know what was going on, and then about a month later we noticed her eyeball was kind of starting to go forward, which was scary.
Yeah.
So after a few things, we went to the ER in Peoria, and they did an MRI, and that next morning they showed us the results, which she had a very, very large tumor behind her right eye.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
You were together, you and Kris?
No, he had stayed home with the other kids, but I had my mom and my sister with
I mean, did the world stop? Like, I can't even imagine what that felt like when you saw that.
Yeah, I like that phrase, your world turns upside down. Like, I totally understood what that meant in that moment, and I actually went into a little bit of shock. Like, I couldn't even comprehend what I was seeing and what the oncologist was telling me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was awful.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it. Awful.
Heartbreaking, terrifying, devastating, all at once.
Exactly.
And so where did they go from there? Did they say, like, are we going to send you here? Did the doctor say, I called St. Jude?
Yeah, actually. They left the room and we mourned, and I told Kris, and then the oncologist came back and said, hey, I've been on the phone with St. Jude Memphis. Here are all the wonderful things they're doing. What they thought she had was a really bad prognosis initially, and they said, we've got these really great treatments here. They're seeing a lot of great results. You're going to get in an ambulance and go straight there. And I told him that was like the first time I started to feel a little bit of hope, was that we were going to be at St. Jude and that they had all of these amazing cutting-edge treatments that they were prepared to share with us. So, I mean, it was still devastating, but we felt hope then.
And what was it like when you arrived at St. Jude? Memphis?
A little bit of a blur. I remember lots of smiles, though. When we were walking to our room, just everyone, all the nurses looked at our faces and knew what was going on, and everyone just smiled and was by our side and helped us. And as soon as we got to our room, just a team of specialists just swarmed on her, and just it felt good to have things being done and trying to get answers.
Yeah, and no wheelchairs. All the little carts. Did you notice that?
Yes.
That was your first time there, I imagine.
Wagons.
And that hospital is amazing.
It's amazing.
So, by the way, 1-800-566-9690, Partner in Hope, because like you said, they put her right in the ambulance and took her. That's a 7-hour, 6-hour drive?
It is, yeah.
Did you and Kris go in the ambulance?
I went in the ambulance and he followed behind.
Okay, all right. And now, you said, what was her official diagnosis?
So, after a while, they came back with, it's Langerhans histiocytosis, cell histiocytosis. It's just this really rare, like 2 in a million.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's actually very hopeful. The prognosis is really good. It's just a rough year of treatment.
Gotcha. Yeah. And what is she, you said now she's in the middle of it's like an adult dosage of medicines?
Yeah.
So how much medicine does she take a day?
Well, she does, she goes for chemo. And then that starts a steroid burst for 5 days, which she has the same amount of steroids that like the top of a grown man would get. So
and how much does she weigh?
Oh, like 40 pounds. Just
no way.
Yeah,
like 25.
25. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, probably. She is tiny. So it's just really hard on her body, and then she has to take a bunch of medicines along with that. So
and no bills though, no pressure. Isn't that amazing? Some people lose their lives because of medical bills.
We're going through our life turned upside down. Not for 1 second do we had to wonder, can we afford this? And that's what's really incredible. And all the things outside of just the world-class treatment that we're getting there, all of the other things that money goes to is really incredible. We didn't just go, me, Amanda, and Rosie down there. We had a crew down in Memphis. We had our other 2 kids. Emily was there, Amanda's sister. Her parents were there. My parents came in from Texas. My brother and his wife were there. Everyone's there, and our kids don't know what's going on other than mom, dad, everybody's freaked out. And they have fun things to do. Everyone's laughing and playing with them. Random people are giving them gifts.
Yeah, sibling
really
day too.
something.
That's coming up probably.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Right. Any parent being told that their child has cancer, that's probably the worst thing that's going to happen in your life.
Yeah.
And St. Jude is really amazing at somehow turning that into a positive experience.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful. If we're going to give the number, but Partners in Hope, can you just say the importance of why somebody listening, maybe that's a mom and dad, why should they give right now?
Absolutely. Like we said, we're getting treatment every week. We're spending weeks in Memphis, and we're not paying a dime for it, and that's because of donations. It's thousands of people and businesses donating make this possible where we don't have to